Week 5 of this Wine and Melly trial has been really short, only 3 days. They talked about Melly's cell phone being at the location, labeling it as his phone, due to the videos of him, the selfies, conversations that he had with other people. Then, they brought in the lead detective, Detective Melly, who gave an extensive breakdown alongside one very gut-wrenching discovery. Then they showed Melly at a video shoot hours after the alleged drive-by happened on the same day, which is sort of weird because if your friend were to lose his life, I wouldn't be partying that same week, let alone the same day. So they brought in the lead prosecutor, Detective Melly, who broke down the call detail records, the CDRs, and deciphered who was the owner of the phone, was it Melly or his other 3 friends.
The activation date on this particular CDR for the phone number 954-248-9081. Who was it saying was the account name under?
Jamie L. King.
Do you know who Jamie King is?
It is the mother of the defendant.
And where did you first meet Miss King?
At the hospital.
In terms of the activation date, what date was that?
Activation date was 8/17/2018.
Is that the same date that you just specified to was when that phone timeline started?
Yes, ma'am.
As to the account expiration or cancellation date, what date was that canceled on?
10/29/2018.
With regards to the data on Mr. Williams' phone, did you get the same true call data like you did for the defendant?
Yes, ma'am.
How far away was the estimated phone location of the defendant from where the casings were actually found?
About 100 meters.
How far away was Mr. Williams' phone estimated location from the network compared to where the casings were found?
Mr. Williams' phone was about 100 meters from where the casings were found, and the defendant's phone was about 400 meters.
Then they brought up Rod K, which was a trajectory ballistic evidence piece, which they didn't show on the screen. However, it seems like it has major relevance because the defense kept trying to objectify it.
In terms of your investigation, was there one rod in particular that was important?
Objection beyond his expertise. Hasn't been qualified.
Thank you, Sustained.
Detective Melly, with regards to Rod K, what was that? Why was that important in your investigation?
I sustain objection.
Different question here. In terms of
He objected again, I sustain objection. Same objection.
Detective Melly, were you present when trajectory rods were placed into the vehicle?
Yes, ma'am.
Objection. And they were placed at several dates.
Alright, so I briefly introduced what CDRs was, and now the detective is going to go into a more deeper analysis so you really understand why it's so important and where Melly was and why the phone is such an important aspect of the murder, because like I said, this case is very circumstantial evidence. There's nothing that points Melly towards being the shooter, of course, other than the guy before who said that the shots came inside the car, but there's no smoking gun, and there's no gun period or video footage, so they're still doing their best to try and, reiterate and show the scene to the jury of what they believe happened.
When you get the CDRs, is there an explanation page that is given on each one?
Yes, ma'am.
What does this tell you about the records?
It explains all the columns that's on the CDR. The date explains what UTC is, how to, extrapolate it back to the actual proper time. The duration, that's how long the call is. It's always done in seconds. Call type. Is it a call, call forwarding, incoming, outgoing, MMS, which is the multimedia, SMS, text message, just the different formats, mobile origination, mobile terminating. That's sometimes the calls received on one tower, switch off to another tower, and that's received mobile terminating.
Does it indicate whether or not a phone call is sent to voicemail?
Yes.
And how does that show up in these call detail records?
You'll see it says call forwarding, then you'll also see the standard T-Mobile phone voicemail number, which is always relatively very standard, 805-637-7243.
Okay. And so that is explained in the document that's included with the records.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you create this document?
No, ma'am.
Who does?
T-Mobile.
So going to the call detail records here that's already been entered into evidence in State 63, which phone number are we looking at on this particular one?
772-713-9807.
Can you explain what the IMSI and IMEI are?
The MCMISI is International Mobile Subscriber identification. That's just the count number for the subscriber on the network. Then the IMEI is your International Mobile Equipment Identifier. That's the number that actually communicates with on the network with the tower and the phone and everything else. It's actually a more important number than the actual phone number.
Okay. Is the actual phone number reflected in these records as well?
Yes, ma'am.
And where would you be able to tell, other than at the top, whether it's an incoming or outgoing phone call to that phone number?
It would be in the column that says direction.
So I want to go now and talk about Christopher Thomas's cell phone. Where was that cell phone found?
That was found in the back, right rear passenger floorboard.
And what color case was on that one, do you recall?
I believe it was a blue case.
So Melly's ex-girlfriend's mother was forced to testify in this case, and Detective Moretti speaks on the circumstances of which he first met her.
Did you go to Cocoa Beach?
Yes, ma'am.
Why did you go to Cocoa Beach without saying what was said?
I went there to meet an individual witness in this case who was concerned for the safety of one of their children.
What was the demeanor of this witness?
She was very fearful for one of her children's safety.
And so who was this witness that you met with on November 30th of 2018?
Felicia Holmes.
When you went and met with Ms. Holmes, did she show you any statements coming from the 772-713-9807 phone number?
Objection.
Who's objecting?
Hearsay. Relevance.
Sustained.
Were you made aware of a documentary that was published by the defendant?
December 4th, yes, ma'am.
In this documentary, what platform was it on?
YouTube.
Was that publicly accessible?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review that documentary?
Yes, ma'am.
And what information in that documentary at the very end was important to your investigation?
It was just that last couple seconds of the 22-minute video in which words pop up on the screen saying that...
Objection.
Sustained.
But what the defense is trying to objectify is, basically in this documentary, Melly said that him and his friends were part of a drive-by shooting. However, we don't know that Melly was in the car, and that's what his defense is saying, that Melly wasn't in the car, because if he was in the car, then that just pinpoints him as the shooter, of course, based off the trajectory. So with him, or whoever made the documentary, saying Melly and his three friends were a part or a victim of a drive-by shooting, it puts him inside the car. And then they go to talk about the last known conversation or basically dialogue had between YNW Juvie and his girlfriend that night.
In terms of that documentary, is that still publicly available on YouTube today?
As far as I know.
Did you go ahead and preserve a copy of that documentary?
When I first saw it, yes.
In terms of, I'm going to show you what's been marked as state quadruple X that's been previously shown to defense counsel. Detective Running, do you recognize state's quadruple X?
Yes, so some guy with my initials and badge number.
How do you recognize that?
It's the what was provided to you.
Okay. Is that an edited or condensed version of that documentary?
I'm not sure if that's the edited or the full version.
Okay. Do you want to check it again to verify which version it is?
Yes, please.
Okay. Detective Moretti, after you saw this video, I want to segue now into some of the other online investigations and other people that you looked at. Did you solely focus your homicide investigation on this defendant?
No, ma'am.
So let's talk a little bit about an individual by the name of Robert Colburn. Who was Robert Colburn?
Mr. Colburn was a young 15-year-old kid. He posted something stupid on social media.
Objection to the word stupid. He doesn't know what it is. I'm sorry.
One or two words. No speaking.
Objection, hearsay.
Thank you. Sustained.
So in terms of the post on social media by Mr. Colburn, did you view it?
Yes, ma'am.
And did he have a specific Instagram handle or name that he was using?
Yes.
And what was that?
Brackwoods. BRACKWOODZ.
And at some point, did you speak with Mr. Colburn?
Yes.
And in terms of when you interviewed him, how long after the homicide was that?
It was a day or two after the homicide that I think it was actually that day, that evening, he made an inappropriate comment online.
Objection.
Okay. And in terms of Mr. Williams' phone,
954-248-9081.
and then Mr. Thomas's phone from the Sprint records, do you recall his phone number?
His was the 772-713-2341.
So on Mr. Thomas's phone, did you do a similar extraction that we've already discussed about with Mr. Williams' phone?
Yes, sir.
And in terms of the dates and times of use of that cell phone, were you able to determine the last outgoing communication from Mr. Thomas's phone?
It was around 3 a.m. on 10/26/2018.
And do you know what the contents of that conversation was?
He was, Mr. Thomas was texting his girlfriend, asking her where he was at, where she was at.
In terms of the phones of Mr. Williams and Mr. Thomas, was there any other outgoing communication that you could find other than what you talked about after 3 a.m.?
No, ma'am.
And can you explain to ladies and gentlemen of the jury what is a geofence warrant?
The geofence warrant is a technology that we use in criminal investigations. This technology has been around for a while. And basically a geofence warrant is where we establish a virtual perimeter around a known location. This technology is not new. It was heavily used recently in the January 6th riots. That's how you can identify individuals.
So they actually released a jail call with Melly speaking to his mother.
Security, you may start the conversation now. Hello? Hey, Mom. Hey, baby. Why you just call my phone where I got my credit card linked to? You should have called my phone, baby, because I put money on my phone. It's money on my phone. No, you out of money. It said that this account was 50. I just put my credit card on your phone now. Yeah, you could have. Oh, yeah, it's on my credit card. Yeah, I don't know your credit card number because it asks for like your expiration date and your zip code. I don't know what your stuff is that's linked to that card. What is your 7-Eleven? There's 7-Eleven nearby. What you doing, baby? Yeah, I'm driving. My credit card. I'm gonna give you my credit card number. Well, I'm trying to get track back your phone, because he said I'll be answering the phone when I'm supposed to. And we gonna be working and all that. Yeah, oh, he just said he love you, keep your head up, and everything. And then, yeah, Peasy. Where's been texting your phone? I ain't been reading your stuff, but you got like text messages from him. I didn't know if you want me to call him or anything on three-way or... Yeah, I mean, call Justin Combs through. Who is that? Hold on. You got your number? P. Diddy's son, yeah, it's in my phone. Justin Combs. Oh, P. Diddy's son. Okay. Hey, I got the bridge. The bridge went up. I should not get it. The bridge went up. Okay, yeah, we put in the GPS for 7-Eleven. Okay, yeah, So I go under contact, I go under Justin Combs. Yeah. What's the number? It said I need facial recognition. 762-556. 7? Oh my God, I'm trying to drive, I'm trying to do this. Hold on. 762-556. Yeah. Yeah, Mariah, can you drive real quick? I just like, hold on, I'm about to have Mariah drive so I can do this for you. Because I'm trying to.
So second, lastly, which caught a lot of people by surprise, was they showed Melly dancing, doing all the handshakes, the gang signs with Borland at a movie shoot, music video shoot, of course, hours after the incident happened. Like, obviously, I can only speak for myself. People grieve differently, but you feel like if you were involved in a shooting, you probably just want to go home or be out the public eye for the day, not go and record a music video. And yes, I'm not saying that he did it, but it does imply, like, no sense of remorse in a sense, because if something happened to someone or anyone's family, I feel like you're just gonna be at home for the day or at least for the week, just trying to get your mind around what happened. But he's just out partying like no cares in the world, like his life is just Gucci. And then lastly, they leaked messages between YNW Sack Chaser and YNW Melly, which kind of points towards narrative of them fighting over money, because, you know, we heard before how, Sack Chaser was going to get 200,000 and Melly was going to get 200K and Juby was going to get 100K, and they're basically going to sell the YNW brand for licensing for 500,000 and make money off that. And people think, you want to kill him so he can get his cut or their cut and he'll get the whole 500K, which is basically the narrative being pushed, right? But then just looking at these text messages, I don't want to say it's true, but it's underlying evidence that may support the theory.
You all sabotaging my character. Got people think y'all made me in shit while you all get treated like Future. I peeped when I said I'm gonna put my music out. You said some, I forgot, but every time I do some creative, trying to make it spark, you all start doing it as a group and make it look like our shit. And you, the one popping, go do it then. They think it's yours and feel like you don't fuck with us like that. Your vibe be way different when Riri ain't here. But we are artists. I put my powers, a lot of hard work to get everybody the way they is. I let you get my artists, but all of my artists too. I'm a bro that let get them, cause you from Florida and you ain't doing it right. And they give you credit over money. Money ain't nothing without my drip, so get right or some gonna flop.
And continuing on to 8/24/2018, 11:55, 52 a.m. from the 9081.
1 second. And I told you this shit is just like Young Mal and Quills. It's YNW CEO, me, you, Julie, artist, Bort, Peso, Tay, Kobe, AG, and the rest and shit. You all don't like to talk about YNW goals and work on shit. You like to act like your mom and be on that type of fantasy life when Riri and all them gone. You don't talk to us about this YNW shit. You don't give everyone 5 bands each, none of that, or talk about Future. You walk around here like you husband and wife, and then get kind of important people talking about my artist. One more chance, and you going under to me like it's supposed to be. You just blowed. You can say, Joel, first time you rapped, I changed your flow. You rap like Wiz Khalifa. You can say you watched Young and Thug. If you did that, you a jacker. What they call is I isn't no jacker. I got relative tendencies as them got get right. Do everything at one time, not just make us look like kids. Make sure everyone got a bitch in here. You all acting like you all bosses. Then one of you try your girl, you gone, cry, but then call us. Your artist got me looking dumb out here, and we worried about a bag. I know you all CEOs, fool, and you know I fuck with is you talking about N-word. I'm happy you could drop all your shit, that's what I want. Don't ever think I don't want to see you shine. I appreciate you letting me get them boys to be my artist. That's real as fuck. What it seems like, or what people think, we know what's going. We finna blow tell Tay and Bort, go get Peso and Chloe. I'm focused on all artists until it's our time to tour. Alright, God, I am you out. All I got to do is videos. We can start today.
In terms of, during the course of this conversation, how often is money brought up?
Quite often.
So going to August 29th, 2018. What does the 9807 number say?
I ain't lost, I'm just waiting on my money so I can get everyone right. I got plans, but my plan's crazy, and ain't no one gonna understand until the money in their face.
August 30th, 2018, 9807.
Finna go get this money from track.
September 3rd, 2018.
I gotta pick some money up from JFI at the office,
And that's coming from the, which number?
9807.
Okay. Going to September 6th, 2018.
Hit good, ain't fucking with them cause you can't help them like me and you. Just stay for the money. I can fuck all you lights up forever, it's in my hands.
September 21st, 2018. From which phone number and what does it say?
It's from the 9807 number. Alright bro, I love you to death, you brother for life, but I'ma let you have all this shit. Fuck my mama, fuck that house, fuck that Draco, fuck that 380, fuck that Netflix TV shit, all that shit, you all can have it. I'ma pay you back for everything you did for me, for every idea, all that we always gonna be brothers. But I'll never hurt you, bro. You don't trust me, I don't wanna be in a house with nobody who think I'm a snake. And all the time. You can have that shit, I just need to pull it by myself. I don't give a fuck what you do to my mama, I don't give a fuck no mo. I'll never say I'll kill you or harm you. If you need anything, just hit my line. I'm at the hotel around the corner, we both need our space. I don't know if we've been around each other too long or what before. Let's break apart over some dumb, I'll slide fool, you all don't need me, I love you all, N-word, tell Chloe I said I love her, Tay, and I'm fit to focus on myself till it's time for tour. Everything I do is out of love, I don't know how else to prove it, I love your ass more than anyone on this earth. Bro, you got that shit, I'll never beef with my day one. That ain't me. If you die, I'ma die. N-word, we the same person, for real.
Anyway, man, thank you for your time. Appreciate you guys watching the video. Jared Star. Oh, God.